You've got to realize that you as an individual, whether you like it or not, make a difference to others just by being you. So you've got to stop thinking about I and realize that you embody a person, an identity that everyone looks at and then makes judgments, calls, comparisons, and you make a difference to their life even if you don't speak. And that's what today's topic is about. What's up, everybody? It's Andrew V here. For those of you that don't know me, I'm vlogging every day what it takes to get shredded, successful, have great relationships, motivation, just live a phenomenal life, and pushing the boundaries every day. Every day, I go through my own challenges, then work through them in my head, and then deliver it to you, and hopefully it brings you some value. Today's a bit different because today was inspired by something that has been posted around, and it goes something like this. In everybody's head, when they see you, they make a judgment about you, they make a comparison, they make a little story about who you are, what you're about, and everything that goes in between. They create a little character out of you. Have you noticed that you do that as well? Like, I know that I do that. When I'm walking down the street, if I see somebody, I'll make a quick judgment call about who they are, what they do, what kind of relationships, whether I like them, whether I don't like them. It'll just go instantly through my head, right? So everyone around you makes these judgment calls about you. So what you are, you're walking around thinking that you're this one person, right? Da-da-da-da-da, I'm walking around, everyone knows me, I am me. Well, you don't realize that every single person has their own version of you that they've created in their heads that makes up you. So you, the way you know yourself, do not exist for anybody else but for you. Now, to me, that's mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. But we can go anywhere with this. But I think what's important to understand is that these judgments, these comparisons, these little stories that everyone builds up around you as an identity happens all the time. So if we look at your family, if we look at your friends, if we look at the people closest to you, you as a character influence their life just by being you. Your physical appearance, your motivation, your consistency, your actions, every little thing you do, everything you don't do gets noticed, observed, judged. Now, we as a human being will look at that person as an identity and we'll categorize them as something. But what happens for us, we're creatures that run in packs, in order to survive. So what's happening around the clock is we're always comparing and making sure that we still fit in, that we're still doing the right thing, that we're not below, we're not above, we're just right, and we're just in the herd. So as pack animals, we're always checking ourselves to make sure that we're still in line with others. Notice if you have a partner, if you have friends around you, that you'll embody what they do. And majority of the people that you have around you, you'll generally be in the middle of the pack. And always, if you compare yourself to the characters that you've made up in your heads of people around you, you're not above or you're not below, you're somewhere in the middle and you kind of belong in your own group. Why is that important? It's important because your actions as an individual make a massive difference to the people around you. And you don't have to say anything to them. You don't have to do anything to them. You don't need to break through anything for them. You don't need to psychoanalyze them. I used to do that all the time. What I realized is the biggest difference that you can make to other people is by embodying the best version of you. Because by you embodying the best version of you, whether you like it or not, it gets observed, it gets noticed. And then they start to make differences in their own life just to keep up with the pack. Now, if you can make a difference like that to one person, to a family member, to a friend, then that person starts embodying the best version of themselves. Then the people around them start embodying the best version of themselves. And suddenly you've got a wave that you've created just by being you. The importance is sometimes is to step out of your own head. Because your identity or your version of yourself, if you think you're no good, if you think you haven't achieved anything yet, if you think you're nowhere there yet, or you're grinding through day by day and nobody's noticing, everybody notices. And it makes a massive difference to them. Not by you make them feel shit, not by you make them feel good, but you let them know through your actions, through the way you are, that it's possible. And then they begin to challenge themselves to raise up to their own level as well. So look, today's a little reminder, real simple. You as an identity, as one person, and how you exist in your head is only for yourself. Your actions, the way you look, what you do, what you don't do, what you say, what you don't say, all builds an image of a little story that people around you create about you. So what kind of story do you want to lead? What kind of story do you want them to build around you? Is it going to be a motivating story for them? Or is it going to be a demotivating story for them? Do you let them get away with themselves? So when you don't want to go to the gym today, when you don't want to diet today, when you don't want to do that work that you know you needed to do, if you don't want to go read that book that you know you need to do, if you don't have the motivation to do it for yourself, realize that your actions speak volumes and create waves in people just by your actions alone. So when you're demotivated, remember that you are a person that makes a difference to every single person around you. Whether you like it or not, you make a difference. So what kind of difference do you want to make to them? If you haven't checked out my other videos, check them out. I do them daily. Some of them you'll think are no good. Hopefully, some of them you'll get value. I hope you got value out of today. The weekend is coming up. I hope you have a great weekend. I'll be vlogging every day what it takes to get successful. Subscribe, please. That way you get to see my face. Next week, we are about to start dieting heavily down into extremely lean levels, and we'll be following along because I usually go a bit nuts when I diet down to really lean levels. So you get the fun of watching that all happen and unfold. I hope you lead a successful life. Remember that you as a person make a difference to others, whether you like it or not. Andrew V, as per usual, signing out.